So, in the last segment, we were talking about different methods to keep in touch, stay in touch with your clients. It was the Keep in Touch campaign. And we talked about that 32 to 36 moments every year that your database should be hearing from you. That would be about every 10 days through email, snail mail, client parties, drop by techniques. And we talked about phone calls, texts, DMs. I've got just a few ideas here, and this is a short list. I recommend you screenshot this one and then start adding to it. But these are some things that you've got moments to follow up with clients and offer value versus always just asking, please, do you have a referral? Please, please, please. Instead, offering some value in creating a relationship, a deeper relationship with everybody in your database. See, I'm getting so excited I can't even speak proper English. Okay, here's a few that maybe you've heard of, maybe you haven't. And I guess I don't necessarily care with all of these whether you closed a transaction with them or not. There's a good chance you have not if you're a rookie, since that's primarily who's taking this course. The first one is a PMI removal reminder. What would it look like if you reached out to your database and said, anyone who purchased a home with less than 20% down, you might be in a position to get the private mortgage insurance removed now that you've paid down the balance of the loan a little bit and the value of the property has increased. You maybe now have a 20% equity stake. If you'd like an updated market analysis on your property, I'd love to see if that's an option for you. Between us, getting that private mortgage insurance removed could be anywhere between $50 and $100 a month, which, if you add that up over 12 months, that's a cruise, right? I mean, that's a good chunk of money that you could be saving them. It may or may not be the right time for them to do it, but I would offer up that market analysis and just see anyone is now the time for you to consider that. I think that would be a great value. Another one is the homestead reminder. Iowans get a tax break on their property taxes. They get what we call a homestead credit just for living in a home that they own, their family home. And there's also a veteran exemption, but everyone for the home that they live in gets a homestead exemption. They very well, when they purchase the property, were reminded to go with their county recorder and either in person, or some counties allow this to be done online, file for that homestead exemption again so that they can keep their taxes just a little bit lower. It's not a huge savings, but it's absolutely worth filing for. There's a good chance that your buyers, whether it's someone that you sold a house to or someone that bought a house previous to you getting in the market, there's a very good chance that they closed, and in the chaos of getting unpacked and repainting and going to the store and finding a trash can that now fits in the house, you know, all the things when you move, they forgot to go file this. So I think just an annual reminder to your database, whether it's email, social media, calls, DMs, or texts, or a mixture of these, making sure everyone gets that filed. And the deadline is usually the last Friday of June, depending on where holidays fall, with 4th of July that next month, etc. Another really good follow up would be tax time. And you may have these, or it might just be a generic reminder that you put out to your database if you don't have a lot of closings under your belt yet. But there's a thing called a closing disclosure, a CD. You should have learned about this in pre license, and hopefully, you do have a stack of them and have some closings under your belt. It's the final accounting of that transaction that had all of the buyer side and seller side fees and costs, so we know exactly who owed what, how much money the buyer needed to bring for down payment, and what the seller's proceeds were. It was the settlement statement for the transaction. I keep all of those for my buyers and sellers. I keep digital, and I keep a paper copy. Okay. And let's say I'm filming this in January of 2023. Let's say all of my closings for 2022, every time I have one, I put a digital file and then I take a paper copy and I put it in a file folder that says CDs 2022. And then this month in January, I'm going to pull all those out, send those to my clients with a letter that says, thanks for your business. Thanks for a successful year. As you prepare for tax time, you'll need this settlement statement because there might be some deductions for you to take advantage of. Please make sure you take it with your tax appointment that's going to be coming up. And again, you can do this if you've got these CDs, do it, but you could also do a generic message just to your database reminding them if anyone bought or sold a house this year, make sure you get a hold of that closing disclosure and that CD and take it with you. I like to send mine out because most of them get lost in the move and they've got no idea where to find it. So I proactively send it to them. The next one is kind of silly, but it's done me a lot of good over the years, is doing social media posts or a text or email reminder to my database reminding them to disconnect their hoses. All of those hoses that are attached to the outside water sources, when we get those temps below freezing, it's really easy for the water in those hoses to freeze, causing then the pipes to freeze in the house. So, any little reminder like that you can think of that would benefit any property owner, you can do that on a one-on-one level, or like I said, as a mass mailing, a mass reminder. That's always a really good one that's done well for me. Then this is a one that served me really well as well. Is I like to get a hold of my database and just ask the question: have you had anyone to the property for any type of service, whether it's furnace cleaning, um, air conditioning, tree trimming, painting, anything that would be a vendor coming to the house? I'm looking for names to build my list because I've got clients that need these connections all the time. Do you have anyone good? And by the way, if you ever need the name of a vendor, please let me know. I'll help you track one down. That's been really good too. And guys, there's a ton of other things that you can do on an annual, regular basis to just help give value. And again, this is a small list. Take it and build it, but provide value to your clients. And I think you'll have a lot more success keeping in touch.